Hello traders. So I want to try give a quick overview on the Ichimoku, but try to keep it down to a 5 minute and dumb it down as simple as possible so that if you're trading cryptocurrencies or shares, pretty much any chart that you can put the Ichimoku onto, you at a glance you can see what's actually going on. Okay, so quickly, there are three elements to the Ichimoku which are extremely important, and then a fourth element which is important, but it's really a guideline more than anything else. So the first one is this blue line. This is called Tikan Sen, and the second one is this red line, which is called Kijun Sen. So when these lines move like they are on this chart of the Dow, the weekly, and they're moving up like this, we're in a bullish market. Okay. Third element is Siku span, which is this brown line, and I'll explain how that works shortly. Okay. And then the fourth element is the cloud, which is this green area here, and we've got the red, and we've got green, green. So this is the cloud. Now the cloud is calculated 26 positions ahead of price. Okay. Siku span is calculated 26 positions behind price. Now, you'll notice I don't have price on this chart because I don't want to muddy the waters. So I want you to just understand the concept of Ichimoku, and you should be able to visualize where price is, and this will help you make informed decisions. So let's look at the daily, and you will see here how the brown line, Chiku span, is just going horizontal, up and down, which indicates a range. It eventually breaks through here. You can see it goes below the cloud and it starts pointing down. Chiku span's down. Tikan Sen and Kijun Sen are also pointing down, which is indicating a move to the downside. But it doesn't last long. We're going up and down, in the cloud, around the cloud, etc. Now, the important thing to notice is price. If price is below the clouds, in other words, price is where let's put a line in here. So price is sitting around this area. We are bearish. In other words, we're expecting it to fall. Okay? If price is above the cloud, we are bullish. We're expecting it to rise. Okay? So those are the main elements of the Ichimoku. And there's a lot more to it, but I think just to look at a chart with a glance, you'll be able to quickly see where is the trend. And you can see in this scenario here, from the left of the screen to the right of the screen, everything's just going up. We're in a solid uptrend. We're not in a downtrend. Okay? If we look at the top here, we can see we are below the cloud. We can see Kijun Sen is above Tikan Sen, so it's the opposite to when we're running in a bull market, and it's pointing to the downside. Okay, and now you can see that Siku span has come into the middle of the cloud and price is also in this area, which indicates that it's ranging. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill down a very low time frame. Here we go. Okay, 5 minutes. So now there are some key elements that you need to worry about. Not worry about, but focus on. So, and they are as follows. So, we already know that if Tikan Sen is above Kijun Sen, like here, we are bullish. And when Tikan Sen is below Kijun Sen, we are bearish. In other words, price is moving down. When we have a crossover, that typically means that the previous sentiment is changing. So if you look here, we were heading down, we had a crossover, now Tikan Sen, the blue line is above the red line. This is a crossover indicating a change in direction, and we change direction. Where this crossover happens is important, because if it happens below the cloud, it is a relatively important signal, but you need to take other things into consideration. If it happens in the cloud, it's a little bit more important than that, but when it happens outside the cloud, it is very important. Okay, now in this case you can see it happened outside the cloud, and it's happened a few times, and we've just gone into a range but there have been multiple signals here, multiple crossovers, down and up, but basically the up prevailed. Okay, this brown line, Chico's band, needs clean air to indicate a solid move to the upside. So if it is below the cloud, or below Kijinsen, or below Kikansen, or below where price is, typically it's either ranging or it's heading to the downside. If it breaks through, like here, and I can tell you where price is around here, so price would have been around here. Okay, so now you can see how Siku span, the brown line, has broken through Kikansen and Kijinsen here. It then breaks through the cloud, and price is this side, so it's on the left of price, which is bullish. So this is a bullish move to the upside. But when you see Chiku span in clean air like this, so there's nothing ahead of it, there's no cloud, there's no Chiku span, Kikansen or Kijinsen or price in its way, typically we have a pretty solid move building. And you come to where we are currently. So this is actual live prices on the Dow at the moment, just before the market opens, about half an hour to open. And you can see we have had a bullish crossover here, which is above the cloud. Price, I'll bring price back now and you can see where price is. But you can see Siku span is pointing up. And let's bring price back. And you'll see how price is sitting in this area, heading to the upside. Okay, so that is a quick overview of what you need to look at for the Ichimoku. And the key elements here is when you're above the cloud, the bias is up. When you're below the cloud, the bias is down. When this brown line is sitting inside price like this, the bias is a range. Okay, and I can just get a view of a proper view of a down move for you. Here you can see we're below the cloud. Kijinsen is on top of Kikansen, and we break to the downside until we start coming into a range, and you can see this whole area here is range, and you can see that by Siku span that is just going up and down, and the cloud is twisting red, green, red, green, red, green, which is indicating up and down movement within a range. So there you go, guys. How to use the Ichimoku in 5 minutes. Hope it helps. Catch you later.